everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee, kicking off as we always do by saying thank you for listening, thank you for subscribing to the channel, for following us on Twitter at Battle Rap Resume, for emailing us battlerapresume@gmail.com, if you support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/battlerapresume. Check out the channels, lots of goodies on there, lots of tiers if you want to donate, if you want to get a little bit more from the show, if you want to give back to the show, if you want to give back as well, please leave us a review on iTunes. That's greatly appreciated. That's something free you can do that helps to sort of push us up the algorithms, push up the charts, recommend the show to a friend, comment on the show, all that good stuff. But yeah, today's guest is someone that I've been meaning to get on since we pretty much started the show. You know, one of the most gifted performers that the battle rap has seen. You know, had a kind of triumphant comeback. I'm interested to find out what's happened before, what's happened since. It's TENCHOO. How's it going, man?
Yo, man, I'm all good, man. Yourself?
Very well, man. I've been on these past couple of days, been a bit of a TENCHOO binge, actually. And the stuff, man, it's like, it's timeless. Like, the era you were in, that kind of 2010 era of Don't Flop, I should say, when you're coming in. Some of it, time hasn't been very kind, you know, but your stuff, it's like, it's still so sharp and funny to listen to.
Oh, man, you know, there was no plan. It was just having fun, you know, just... It was something that I'd always done, like battle rapping, you know, but you know, as soon as Don't Flop and Grind Time and that started coming around, it was taken to the next level, you know. It was, I mean, there was, you know, I was kind of familiar with the jump off format from like 2003, but as soon as like Don't Flop and Grind Time and King of the Dot, you know, it just revolutionized battling, you know.
And you said 2003. Like, I didn't realize Jump Off was that far back. Like, what was it like?
Well, no, it wasn't. But you know, I'd battled before I seen Jump Off. You know, and Jump Off kind of just gave a platform to the format I was already familiar with.
Right. And like, you know, what were those initial experiences then of battle rap before Jump Off, before any sort of platform? Was it a school thing? Was it just a hanging out with friends, or?
Nah, it was like local tournaments sort of thing.
Right.
Just you know, you'd see a flyer, MC battle, cash prize, you know, prizes, studio time, and yeah, you know, a bunch of us would enter it.
And was this Southampton?
Nah, this was Portsmouth.
This is Portsmouth. Okay. And what was the talent like back then? Because obviously there was nothing like Grind Time where people can sort of model themselves on people. Were there the characters, or?
Nah, it was all to music. You know, it was to beats, and you know, a lot of the local guys would enter. You know, there was a lot of good local MCs, and yeah, it was, you know, it was great events when the area decided to throw one. You know.
And within you, there is such a discipline, really. Like when you kind of listen to the way you structure things, you know, so creative and so many different patterns there. Was there a lot of practice? Like, were you being like an assassin? Was there a lot of training, or?
Oh yeah. Every time, you know, even over beats, you know, there's one or two punchlines you have ready. You know, there's always preparation going into battle. You know. Fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. And coming up to sort of, you know, your entry into Don't Flop is like 2010 sort of era. This debut against Menace. Don't Flop had been around a while. Had you been aware of the league much up until the point, or?
Yeah, I had been, but at that time I weren't trying to be a battle MC. You know, it was something that my baby mum kind of pushed me into.
Right.
You know, and in the end I just, you know, become accustomed to it.
And what was what was the push then? Like, I mean, why did you want to get involved in it so much? Did she just know that you would kill it, or? Yeah,
she did. She did, and you know, I knew I was capable deep down. I didn't need that push, like, in terms of, you know, how I feel in my own ability. It was more like I weren't interested, that I weren't really trying to be a battle rapper. You know, it was something I had done. You know, I'd won trophies before and that, but she kind of gave me that push into this because it was like, you know, a big platform and that, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like this, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, this first battle with Menace.
You're some guy that I'm gonna devalue. You should be here in a clown suit. If I fucking spit saliva, I'm gonna spit enough to drown you. Yo, check it out. I don't really know what this fool's about. At the bar it says the bar is cash only. That rules you out. This guy's just a rectal buccaneer. And tell O'Shea not to bring his brother here and shave his scruffy beard.
There had been some big talent in Don't Flop up until this point. This was quite a big event, you know, in those early days, quite a big audience. But, you know, you stand out quite clearly early on, kind of fully formed. There wasn't this stumbling. There was no real sense of identity. It is TENCHOO battling Menace, you know, and obviously everyone in the crowd is really impressed. Like, was this a good feeling? Were you, I appreciate you battled at stuff before, but were you nervous for Don't Flop, or...?
The nerves always come before the battle, like rather than in the battle, you know. As soon as them cameras come on, they vanish, you know. It's I suppose I was a little bit nervous, but to be honest, with that battle, you know, there weren't really time for the nerves to come in because it was impromptu, you know. Yeah. And yeah, just, you know, just like that, I'm on camera in the battle, you know, just thrown in. And yeah,
it's a weird feeling, isn't it? Like knowing that everything you're doing in that moment is being captured, will be, you know, what you did then is discussed 7 years later on a podcast right now, sort of thing. It's just, is it ever a bit of a trip for you thinking that it's all just on the channel?
Oh, you know, it's there, innit? You know, it's you know, you do it, it's there, for everyone to watch. You know, it's just providing people with entertainment. That's basically what it is to me, you know.
And afterwards, did anyone come up to you? Did sort of say, we're going to get you some more battles? What was the sort of recognition after Menace?
Yeah. He was on it, like, straight away, you know. Right. I mean, the thing is, I met him at Battle Scars, another event. So he'd already seen me battle before I actually battled him. And
oh, right.
He wanted me up in Don't Flop after he'd seen me rap, like. So, yeah, it was good, you know.
And let's talk about Battle Scars. Is there much footage online of this? I've kind of tried to look for it, but I know you were champ of it.
Yeah, there's plenty footage online of Battle Scars. Like,
right.
type it in, man. You know, man, it goes back. You know, Battle Scars is an old school event. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure you'll find something.
And when you battled, which I can't seem to find online. Which, I mean, I'm sure everyone would love to see that, you know, which is kind of great to think that you guys went up against it. Like, was it a bit different coming into Don't Flop, where it's more explicitly like a written round rather than a free? Obviously, you have elements of freestyle in there. Like, was this hard to adjust to, or?
Well, the first battle I did, which was written, was a Salar battle.
Right.
And I think by watching it back, yeah, it was. You know, I mean, my writtens were good, but it was the first time I'd done a written battle, so. You know, it's how you say things and that, you know, I had to become accustomed to it, you know. Because it's not like freestyle, you know. It was like I was just writing a song dissing someone. Yeah. That's what it felt like.
And, you know, you have that ability within yourself to just, you know, freestyle at will. Was there anyone coming into the league that you were kind of, you know, you thought was also decent off the top of the head?
Lee Scott was dope. Yeah. I seen O'Shea. You know, he was effective for the comical element. Oh man, who else was good off the top, man? There was Enlish, Scissors as well. You know, I seen a couple of them, a couple others who can rap off the top, nice, like. But I mean, as well, you know, and Kruger a little bit as well, you know. Yeah,
definitely.
Kruger could freestyle, like.
Yeah, no, he could, he definitely, and. You know, you battled Salar, and then you get your first international very quickly with Hindu Rock.
Yeah, that was the maddest battle because it was the one I was the most nervous for. It was, you know, I felt at that point, I could feel the buzz, you know. People were starting to talk. They were like, yeah, TENCHOO's dope, this and that, you know. It was the battle where I kind of had to win everyone over, like, in England anyway, you know, and it went good. It went real good.
Yeah. Great battle, which we're going to get into shortly. But cool to see Respect BA introducing the battle. He was affiliated with Don't Flop at the time. A shame you guys never battled.
Yeah, I know. Just one of those, man. It ain't really happened, you know. It's been brought up a couple times, but it's just not really happened. Just,
I mean, it's just kind of, you're not similar in a way, but you're both kind of that classic era, you know, as I say, timeless technicians, that kind of incisive punch style. I mean, I'm pretty sure most Don't Flop fans mouth-watering the idea of Respect BA versus Tenchu.
yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah. I mean, like, we'll get to kind of post-copyright sort of stuff, but I think, you know, if there was to be a battle on that sort of level, it makes a lot more sense, you know, for you two guys to go up against each other. But, you know, he was there at the time. Were you a fan of his work? Respect BA?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. From WRC days, man. Yeah, man. Him and Stig, they were sharp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What was there any reason? Was it just kind of, I guess, you know, the dates, geography, whatever, that you yourself wasn't entered in any of the WRCs?
Like I said, you know, at the time I didn't really feel like it.
Yeah.
I'd really done my battling in 03 to about 05. And that's kind of when Jump Off, I became aware of Jump Off anyway. So, yeah, about 05 I noticed it. And by then I wasn't really trying to battle. It was like,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And what is the writing process here? Because with someone like Hindu Rock, for example, you know, a lot of it, you kind of pick up upon the sort of stereotypes there, you know, his kind of, whatever Asian heritage, therefore it becomes a byword for anything you can, you know, he's Mowgli's father, someone on bricks.
I'll win this I'll win this piss easy battle and then assault this Sultan after. Cause I got them scolding bars that'll melt Hindu Rock into molten lava. So someone please tell Mowgli's father that the party's over. Go play your flute to that fat nerd absurd and charm his cobra. Yo, you half-retarded Gaza bandit. Stick to stitching sari sashes or Armani jacket garment fabrics.
Someone on Brick Lane tried to drag him into, you know, his restaurant and stuff like that. You say, like, just like, Earth's cousin is weird, in reference to him as well. A half-retarded Gaza bandit is also...
Oh, man, you're taking me down memory lane now.
But, I mean, you know, the hit count is so high. Like, is it a traditional thing? Would you literally just, you know, be in a room with pen and pad sort of thing? How did you construct these verses?
Oh, man, the idea would come out of nowhere. You know, the ideas, I can't explain how they come. You know, they just pop up.
Yeah.
And then it's just down to me to, like, take a mental note and then find a pen and pad quick. You know, that's the way I look at it. Like, you know, it's... You know, I can't try and force myself to come up with these ideas. It just happens. You know, as long as I think about it, something will come, you know. That's the way I look at it, you know, but I can't force myself, you know.
Yeah, do you ever just kind of like put a beat on and just rap to that and see what comes out, or is it more just a thinking process?
Nah, thinking process. You know, I could be at work and something pops up. Could be in the shower, something pops up. You know, it's normally when you're trying not to think about it, but it's on your mind. It's hard to explain. Yeah.
Sort of subconsciously, just a punch will emerge or some kind of, some formation there. And, you know, a lot of people might not kind of know this just off the top of the head, but you had quite a few battles in Don't Flop. The majority of your battles actually in Don't Flop were doubles battles. Just by thin shade. I think it's kind of like a 60-40 sort of split there. Majority with them were also with Lego. Obviously, you guys were an unbelievable team back in the day. How did you come to sort of joining up?
I remember I was at the Slip Jam open mic in Brighton one day. This was back when I think Earl was living there. So he was like a regular there at the time. And I was there one time. And he come up to me. He said he wanted to, because the thing is, I weren't even really planning on battling that much. You know, it was like, I think after Hindu Rock, I was thinking, yeah, that'll do. But he come up to me at the this event, Slip Jam, and he was like, I want you to enter this tournament. And I was like, all right, then. I was so gassed at the time, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, really? All right, then I'm down, whatever. And I was like, who you gonna pair me up with? And he goes, I'm thinking Lego. And I thought, that could work. That could work, because I'd seen Lego before. And You know, he was witty as hell with his bars. You know what I mean? I think he actually got better though as time went on. But he was, you know, he was always quite witty and funny, and you know, you could hear he was technically sound, like, you know. So yeah, I was down for it. You know, we rolled the dice.
Yeah, it was the whole tournament really was stacked with talent, really indicative of that era of Don't Flop. You know, you go against Skiz and Wiz in the first, then battling Sensa and Def, then Chris Lee's and Disciple, then Gasp and Def. It's like, you know, there's not a dud team in any of those matchups. Like,
man,
was this kind of, how did you find the process of like rehearsing together, battling together? Was it something a bit more new?
What, rehearsing with Lego?
Yeah.
Basically, because we live at opposite ends of the country,
right?
So it was nuts, like, but it was just dedication, man. You know what I mean? We'd link up. You know, I mean, more time he'd be coming down south.
Yeah.
But you know, I'd spend the weekend at the yard and just yeah, man, we'd let the cauldron bubble. You know what I mean? Just like funny ideas left, right, and center, man. You know what I mean? He's just, you know, Lego's a profound thinker, man.
Yeah.
You know, I like to think I am too. And yeah, we just, you know what I mean, see what we come up with.
And was it very much, we're entering this, so we're going to try and win it kind of thing?
Nah, not even really. Like, it was more like, yeah, we're just in it to enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean? We didn't really, I think towards the end it got a bit like that when we started noticing that we could win it. But at the beginning, it was like, man, you know, let's just see what we can do. You know, like, we're just entering and it's going to see what happens.
Yeah. And a little battle that I want to talk about was when you battled Def and Sensa.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, you know, you and Lego versus Def and Sensa. It's such a high-profile match at that time in Don't Flop history. You know, it's got that old school, I don't know if you remember, it's got like an 8-bit sort of Street Fighter sort of intro, sort of MCs.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting, you know, it looks great actually. Press start to continue sort of thing, you know. And this was a big battle. Deffinition asking for sponsorship in the opening. Rizzle Kicks is there too, you know, loads and loads of great guys are there. Like, with someone like Def and Sensa, like, were you guys like strategists, you and Lego? Did you kind of think, okay, what angles do we go for? Or was it just like, look, we're very good writers, we're good battlers, we'll just sort of do what we do?
I think we just approached them like how we approached Scissors and Wizard. Like, you know what I mean? Analyze their weakness and just go for it. Like, you know, just pretty much the method, you know?
Yeah. And I love the fact that you kind of kowtowed off each other's freestyles, especially in the first there. I think it's Def or Sensa's wearing something Star Wars based or something.
That was Deffinition.
Yeah, Deffinition. And then Lego's like, fuck you and your Star Wars hat, probably cry all night if I said Darth Maul is whack. And then you're like, bet you got a vibrator in the same shape as a lightsaber.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was on the spot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Nah, that was a crazy battle, man. That was like adrenaline battle.
Yeah, they were like really pumped up as well, and it was
they were ready for us.
Yeah, definitely. And what was I mean, let's talk a little bit about sort of the idea of flips, and because something you incorporate so much, you know, so naturally. Is it again just something that emerges from the cauldron? You hear someone say something, you just pop it in the back of your head to say at the start of your verse. Does it just come out straight away, or?
Oh man, I don't think it's the same every time. You know, sometimes it comes up, sometimes you got to work for it in your head. That, you know, it's just the way I describe it. You know, it's different every time. It's freestyling.
Yeah.
You know, there's many ways you can do it.
And like, do you ever find that you've just battled so much, you've done so much of this stuff, like you can have almost archetypes in your head, like certain things are said and you kind of know how to flip it, you know what rhymes with it, or?
Oh man, it's like I mean, I can't explain it, you know. It's like a second language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How would you explain language?
Yeah.
You know.
No, you're right. There was and you, I love in the first as well. I think it's Lego here says, ain't gotta put you on, this is the definition, ain't gotta put you on my next hit list, just say flex digits and Def flinches. Yeah,
that was sharp, man. That was sharp. That was mad.
Really good stuff from both of you here. Like, you know, I urge people to go back and watch these battles. Some great stuff. And you guys end up winning the whole thing beating Gas and Depths in the final must have been pretty proud.
Yeah, great feeling, just a massive accolade. How can I put it? Just glad we achieved something. I don't think there was an easy battle in the entire tournament. So that, I think that just stands over everything. That's the best feeling. If we'd have gone against duds, then there's always someone who's gonna say your competition weren't that good, but we didn't have one weak battle. It was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, crazy consistency there. And there's a battle I haven't watched, actually. I could just see it on the verse tracker. You teaming up with Jay Guevara versus Therapy and Sidious Kate. What is that battle?
Hey, that was just a mess about, that was impromptu on the spot, you know what I mean? Just thrown into a 2v2 battle, and just having fun. That's all it was. It weren't long before the Okwerdz Dizaster battle,
right?
So it was like a little warm up.
Yeah. And also you battled Disciple on Got Beef as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a great event. That was in Liverpool, and it's one of my favorite events to this day. Crazy. Like, keys got locked in my car.
Right.
We got them out though, so it was all good. And I still won the battle, so yeah.
Yeah. And what was kind of, obviously you mentioned this a little bit in your kind of show off later, which kind of heralded the comeback with Copywrite and stuff like that, about how Don't Flop was getting bigger, people recognising you. I mean, you were 2-on-2 champ of, okay, Don't Flop wasn't the biggest league, it was the biggest league in the UK, but it wasn't that big of a league in of itself at that point, but it was still fairly big, Were you finding things were changing? Were people recognising you more, or?
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I never felt like it weren't a big league, to be honest.
Right.
Like, every time I was in it, I always felt like, I got a vibe. I could feel this was really going somewhere. This league, like after the Menace battle, when I went back and showed my peeps the battle and how it looked and that, they're like, damn, this is gonna blow up, And yeah, it did.
Yeah, no, definitely. It wasn't that long ago, but it seems like an age away. And we get to, a battle that many people consider one of the greatest Don't Flop battles ever. Certainly one of the funniest battles ever. Certainly one of the best international clashes as well. Yourself versus Big Kannon.
You're a funny guy, yeah, but a lot of your lyrics are dumb and stupid. Talking about Robocop. I've had a lot of screws, your mum included. I'm a fucking genetically modified Mr. Ed who's more evolved. You wanna know why? Because I eat my fucking horse's oats off your girlfriend's glory hole. I'll swing a thunderclap on this ugly chunk of fat. I heard this cunt did a jumping jack once and his lung collapsed.
How did this come together? This is like an inspired battle at the time.
Again, it was another battle where I was like in two minds about even getting involved in it. It was like, I had to be pushed into it. Wouldn't let up. He kept getting at me, and in the end, I was like, yeah, all right then. And then I jumped in it. And I thought about it, and yeah.
And someone like Kannon, obviously incredible freestyler in his own right. Was he someone you looked up to? You were at least looking forward to battling.
I'd seen. Oh man, I don't even know if I'd seen him. I don't think I was aware of him.
Right.
Yeah, I think he had one battle against Troy Brown, which I might have skimmed through, but I don't actually remember him. So yeah, I done my research though, and it was. I'm glad I made the decision to battle him now.
Yeah, no, certainly. And at the start of this event, actually, says that G-Dash was the one who made it all possible by sponsoring. Do you know what he did, or?
That's not for me to discuss.
No, I just wondering what he was, because obviously great servant to the scene, WRC's battlers as well. Didn't know if there's anything more there, but nonetheless, the battle, happened, and at this time as well in Don't Flop, now we have, whoever you want really from Smack coming over and stuff like that, but here, Smack Grind Time repping up his Big Kannon, again, this is a kind of bigger event. Don't Flop was a bit bigger. I'm guessing this was kind of near the top headliner sort of thing. It must have been pretty awesome to have not been in the league that long, but to have been quite the face.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was fantastic, man. You know, I'm just glad that I got there. You know, that's an achievement. You know, it's Hall of Fame type ish. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Big Kannon would come back a few years later to battle Raptor, and he takes a sort of similar tact in that battle, kind of jokingly at the start, where he like seeing you in person, he can't believe what he sees. He says it to Raptor as well. You know, how skinny you are, really. The flesh can't believe it. Tell this skinny faggot Lennon Kravitz in his face he's a bitch.
Yeah, that was sick.
We do get a Princess Di bar, but I mean, it's 2011.
That's, you know, still good wordplay, man. You know, still, it was, you know, Princess Di is predictable to us Brits, but, you know, I'm sure it sounded great to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Love this flip from you, talking to Kannon, because he's been fired from every job he's had.
You know what's funny is I actually kind of stumbled that line a little bit. Right. Nobody in the crowd noticed it, but to how I actually wrote it, it didn't come out, but it still got a reaction. So. You know what I mean? It was because, man, that first round, it was like intense, man. The vibe in there was intense. Yeah,
definitely. You think he's think this is you talking about Kannon. Think he's like-minded to crime hybrids because he plays Time Crisis and holds the 9 like this.
Yeah. That was, I can't explain. That was one of them ideas that came out of nowhere again, you know.
Yeah, it was.
How?
Yeah, shuts it down, definitely. You know, great stuff. Chicken grease drips from his eyes every time he cries.
Idiot cries. Yeah.
And, you know, you did the sort of Sherman Clump thing in your first, and then he sort of flips it. You know, Jada, he got Jada in the end, which is, you know, not too bad from it. Now, obviously, I don't really know why it happens, but the fight goes down. I think Frag and Bone Man was involved or something like that. You know,
nah. He was trying to stop it.
Oh, he's trying to stop it, right?
Yeah. He was, you know, massive dude. So he just grabbed the guy, and the guy couldn't move. That was it. Like,
yeah.
But I can't. It was actually some dude named Lee. You know, shout out Lee from Brighton. He was actually involved in someone who's cool with Press One, like. So.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, it's funny you mention that because Press against Crafty references like his friend, like he was sponsored by Nikes because he'd given out fly kicks or something like that. So yeah, it was.
Was that in reference to that fight?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, no. I remember like Gizmo kind of called him out, didn't he, in one of his battles afterwards?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I've had Press on a few times, and I think he mentioned that. But obviously in the video, it's a matter of seconds. It's quite interesting they kept it in. Really, I think later Don't Flop probably would have put that out, but it's in there. I mean, as a battler, like, are you kind of in a zone and that interrupted? Was it quite fine to just go back into it, or?
See, this is what's crazy. It's like I totally forgot the rest of the written bars that I had after it went down. Just totally went out of my head, but I was in the zone, man. By that time, I think I was the second round. By that time, I was firing, man. And then the fight popped off, and in my head, I was thinking, damn, man, I caused a riot. That's what I was feeling. I was feeling that. So I was just in the zone, and then I freestyled the rest of it, and every line just popped, man. It was nuts. Like, that second round is like it's probably my favorite round that I've done on Don't Flop.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the whole thing, fight interruption included, you know, you sort of talk about him at the beginning of the second doing a jumping jack and his lung collapsed.
Yeah.
Chat so much breeze, the reason Chicago known as the Windy City.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Crazy shit. And then you have the sort of Big Mama's house. You know, put a blonde wig on him. This dick sucking clown, Martin Lawrence for Big Mama's house. And
that's where it went down.
Yeah,
that's where the
exactly.
fight went down.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's exactly it. Everyone turns. You see everyone in the pit sort of look to their left, and then sort of the cameras go, and you have this brief scuffle, and then, you know, people sort of leaving as well. But it goes back into it, and it doesn't suffer from it at all, really. Both of you riff off it, and it gets big reactions from you. Like, I mean, how are you feeling after this battle? Were you aware that it was such a good clash from you both, or?
Yeah. There was man, it was just back and forth, you know. It was, and then after the battle, it was like we wanted to go a fourth round.
Right.
They didn't put that on camera, but we wanted to go a fourth round. And you know, there was such a vibe between me and Kannon. It was just like, you know, we're rapping because we love this. Like that's where it was. You know, it was fun vibes, and that's why I got involved. You know, them sort of battles. That's what got me into it, really.
Yeah. And we get, you know, another battle from you soon after this, a few months later. This is uploaded. Back with Lego, this time against Diz and Okwerdz.
Yo, you are a wrestler, faggot. It's about time you admit it's true. But his head is so big and huge, he puts pillows through submission moves.
Nah, that was not even a few months later. That was just 3 weeks.
Was it 3 weeks, was it?
3 weeks, man. I didn't have much notice for that. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I think I was informed about that battle just before I was about to go head to head with Kannon.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I don't know. I had 3 weeks to prepare, which is all right. But for Okwerdz and Diz, I kind of wanted more. You know. But it was what it was, and yeah, intense battle, to be honest, man. It was a long battle.
Yeah, very long battle. What I mean, obviously, Okwerdz brilliant, like kind of legend from that era, but Diz is, you know, a whole different force, isn't he? Really, like a maelstrom, especially at that time. Like, what were your opinions on his style?
To be honest, yeah, I was aware of him from WRC, but I kind of started rating him around the time he went against A-Class. You know, I remember his battle with A-Class. It was around the time I battled Hindu Rock, and I was like, damn, this guy's he's improved, man. He's sharpened his game. He's actually learned all the tricks. Like, you know, you can always hear when someone raps, but, you know, they're an unclean gem. Like, take Ness Lee, for example, yeah. He weren't that sharp in the WRC, but you now look at him nowadays, and, you know, he knows all the tricks, man. You know, and that's where it was with Diz. You know, he was an unclean gem in the beginning, but he got sharp at that point. And by the time me and Lego went against him, I think he made. I mean, it weren't the best Diz, but you know, he's still got enough delivery, you know, animation, rhyme schemes, you know, that just to impress the audience. So it's always gonna be a tough one.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I think I had Okwerdz on the show quite a while ago now, and we were speaking about this battle at length. And I didn't realise before that conversation that it was actually part of sort of a tour they were doing, like a European tour. And I think this is the final battle on the tour. So it kind of, they were a little bit, not worse for wear, like, you know, they are great in it, and it is a brilliant battle, you know, deservingly. It's got 300,000 views, which is crazy. Nice. You know, it's got a huge amount. It might be your most watched battle, actually. I'm just looking, I'm pretty sure it is, just because
most watched?
I'm pretty sure it's your most watched battle. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
The
definitely.
Kannon one's got 150k as well, which is mad. So, you know, there's some huge numbers in there. But yeah, brilliant battle. So, and then kind of we have quite a long break, really. I mean, essentially 5 years. This was uploaded April 2011, and then Copywrite's uploaded June 2016. So,
well, that was from Don't Flop.
Yeah, I know you were battling. Yeah, I was just going to say sort of Don't Flop, because we'll get into the other battles, but like, was there a reason for that, or was it just kind of, you know, other stuff?
Nah, not really. I kind of wanted to, you know, kind of venture into something new. Pretty much that. Yeah.
I mean, obviously at this time, there would have been so many people in Don't Flop that people would have been like, why isn't TENCHOO battle this guy? You know, obviously someone like Respect Bay, even like someone like O'Shea, was that ever discussed? Or
yeah, I mean, it nearly happened, you know, but you know, a couple things about the match that I weren't really feeling, and you know how it is, it just don't happen if the time passes, you know what I mean? Miss the moment, it's gone now.
Was there anything else like around that time thrown about that didn't come together in the end?
Nah, just O'Shea.
Yeah,
just O'Shea, man.
Yeah,
that's
that would have been. Oh my god, that would have been great. But like you say, you know, it's not to say that you weren't, you know, really busy over these next couple of years, going over the jump off to, you know, eventually win it against Dots. Kind of different environment, isn't it, over there? A bit more combative.
Oh man, I mean, it's good, yeah, because sometimes you don't have to write a lot to get a
Yeah.
reaction. It just comes down to your wit. But then sometimes it's bad because the audience, if put it like this, if you drop one bar and that you thought was hot, the crowd don't really think it's hot, they might not let you drop bar 3 or 4.
Right. Yeah.
You understand? They'll cut you off straight away, the audience. They're cutthroat,
Yes.
but I like that, it was a good adrenaline rush. It tested me.
And
So,
did you? Was that all in one day? Was it, or was it kind of a returning week after week?
Nah, it was. I think it was every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you battled Innuendo, Pedro as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Shooter McGavin apparently was a guy you battled early on.
That was a good battle.
Oh, was it? I haven't actually watched that.
That was
one.
a good battle. I mean, the thing is, Shooter was good for the jump off crowd.
Yeah.
Like, again, it was like a respect battle as well at the end, man. It was like respect was obtained,
Yeah, yeah. And one of the greatest signs of respect really as a battle rapper is to be invited overseas, to be invited to other leagues, which is always great to show up. Very cool to see you going up against Jimmy Pistol, the Ozone battles.
TENCHOO's up in Sweden right now, and I'm a remarkable MC. This motherfucker here look like his tattooist got Parkinson's disease. Yo, and he's not exactly the rapper that I have to respect. If I was a master of the pocket knife, I'd cut that ugly tat off your neck. Yo, now I took a minute to listen to this dude. Him and Zyclone's lyrical dispute was pitiful to view, because this bitch here got abused that the decision wasn't true.
Yeah, Pistol, man. That was another one of my favorite battles, man. That was in my top 3. That one.
And
that's in my top 3.
Crazy to go out to Sweden, no?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? They treated us so well. They took me, Diaz from Canada, Toronto, and Pass.
Oh.
Yeah, they took us out there and treated us great, man. You know what I mean? They fed us, got us smoke, got us all that, alcohol, you name it, accommodation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and you showed out as well. Did you feel that there was like a difference in the in sort of audiences, in the sort of the reactions? Were they more enthusiastic or?
Nah, they just struck me as listeners, man, proper listeners. They're just like latching on to every single word. They don't miss nothing. And the little funny lines, they don't really get them. In Britain, we like the silliness, we like the humor. But out there, they want to hear something technical and constructive. That's the vibe I got. I mean, don't get me wrong, humor's always appreciated, but I don't think like over here.
No.
Over here, the humor's loved. Over there, they're looking for something more. Come on, we want to hear how good you can rhyme.
Yeah. And I mean, there is some really funny stuff in. I like your first. You point out his neck. Looks like his tattoo's got Parkinson's disease, because he sort of had like a sort of slightly floppy sort of logo there. You sort of took shots from a cannon last year and didn't get a bruise. Can't think what a damn pistol would do.
Yeah, man, I think that was like the first bar I thought of.
Yeah. Nice.
That was the first bar. It all started from that line.
Yeah. And you ask why you predicting my rhymes. This isn't sing along with TENCHOO.
Yeah, just a random freestyle line that I just threw in between bars, just.
Yeah, it works. IKEA ain't the only thing from Sweden known for weak structures.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, urge everyone again, to watch all these battles. This one, another great showing from you, and it continues, doing these battles. But there's kind of a bit of a drop off, really, of 3 years or so. Was this just just to do other things here, to pursue other interests, or?
I don't know. I didn't really feel like battling anymore.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know. It's just the hype. I was kind of thinking that I needed a break from everything. Just all this hype and internet world, and I needed to take a break from shit. Just try and focus on getting some music out, which ain't been easy, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I needed to slow down. I think I needed to slow down. All the battle hype was just, you know, I was kind of getting to me. So I just needed to take a step away for a sec and just, you know, find who I am again.
Yeah, I mean, you battled so much, really, in about 2 years or so. You know, there have been so many uploads continually coming out there. Did you ever find it creatively a little exhausting, or was it just more of a physical thing?
Nah, never creatively exhausting, because I feel like I need that sort of thing to function, you know. But at the same time, it was more like outside the battling, you know. It was, I don't know, man, people just spamming me on Facebook and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I got a call from some random person, and it's like, it's got to this now. You know what I mean? Someone trying to prank me and shit.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, man, you know, I ain't about the fame, you know. It's you know, about the action.
Yeah.
You know? But at the time I just thinking, nah, you know, I have to focus on getting an album out now anyway, because it was one of my objectives. So yeah.
And you know, let's talk about the return then with Copywrite. The first thing that we all heard about this was the show off you did for Don't Flop, which is fantastic, I have to say.
Thank you.
Know, brilliant, so watchable, so engaging, so compelling. Was this something, you know, I've been talking about for a while, been sort of pester, I say pester, but you know what I mean, and they've been sort of saying come back, or was this kind of the first time, or?
Nah, I think, oh man, I'm trying to remember how that come together, because I did the drops first, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I think I hollered at Bamalam for that back when he was part of the team. But this show off, I think I think hollered at me. I think, from what I remember, and yeah, there was one time where we were supposed to do it, but man, there was a ton of difficulties and bullshit. I can swear, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there was a ton of difficulties and that, and basically we had to book it another time, you know. And I remember it was freezing both times, but we did it, and yeah, you know, it was good to just get done, man. You know, just, you know, shout out Kruger and Bagnall for meeting up on that cold day.
Yeah. And what about Copywrite as an opponent? When was that floated to you?
The day that the show off was filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just you know, we got talking, and I think they told me that O'Shea's battling Scorsese. You know, I was always a fan of Scorsese from like a good few years back, and I'm like, damn, rappers are starting to get involved in this shit more now, like. And they're like, and then Kruger turns around to me and he's like, well, Copywrite wants to get involved with Don't Flop. I was like, who you gonna put him up against? Kruger goes, well, we was thinking you. And at that point, it was like, shit, because, you know, I'd listened to Copywrite for many years. You know, you ask any hip hop head who Copywrite is, they're gonna know.
Oh yeah.
So you know, I was like, you know what, I'll get back to you in the week. And yeah, in the end, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. Spoke to a couple people. They was like, yeah, do it.
Broken flashlight. If you think that was a good lyric, you must be smoking crack pipes. The world's now looking a lot different, but this is still my playground. All I hear is TENCHOO. Are you quitting? Are you really putting the blade down? Me? Nah. First for blood. I stay trained like a greyhound. Just give me the right name, pay, and your favourite rapper's a grave bound.
I got involved. That's the whole reason I did it. You know what I mean? They offered me someone like Copywrite. I'm gonna do it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I keep bothering them for cannabis.
Right. even after all the shit.
You know, like I don't know, man. That battle was a bit weird, weren't it? Like,
yeah.
I can't really say what was going on, or what, you know, whether it was a fix or if it weren't a fix, or I don't know, man. Like, I mean, whatever you want to say, it didn't make him look good, man. But, you know,
no.
I'd still, you know, even after that shit, I'd still battle him, because, you know, you can't nullify the guy's legacy, you know.
And I mean, speaking of legacy, you come back against Copywrite. It's a great showing. You know, obviously everyone's really happy to see you back. What are your thoughts in general on the battle, your performance?
I'll be honest with you, I've not watched that battle back once.
Right.
Honest to God.
Just what? Just
I weren't really big on it. Like going into it, I weren't too sure about how good my bars were. Like, you know what I mean? I was just doing what I think I'm supposed to do. You know, people were telling me, you know, whoever I was throwing the rams past, they were telling me that it was good. But I weren't too sure, and then on the day, like, I don't know, if, you know, I felt like I got it comfortably. You know, I got the win comfortably, but I don't know. It was a bit of a weird crowd that day. I got to say, like, you know, it was you know, they popped for the Jefferson Price bar, and then I'm not sure. I think a couple other ones after that, maybe the freestyle one, where I said something about what was it? Him. Oh man, what was it? My line, something about my line. Him predicting my bar. I can't remember what the actual wording of the rhyme is, but other than that, like, there was a little bit like, I don't know, but I was kind of expecting that too, because the audience have changed. Like, let's be real. You know, it's a different crowd nowadays to 2011.
Yeah, and you didn't change your style a bit, really, but I think it was still mostly successful.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I mean, I kind of just did it just to show my face, and you know, I weren't really like, I weren't hungry for it like I was before. You know, there weren't no adrenaline. That's one thing I'll point. You know, that's one of the main factors. There was no adrenaline for this copyright battle. You know, it was like I was just comfortable going there, comfortable at the event, you know, chatting to people, you know, all that, laughing, joking, and then got on stage and just did my thing. That never happens, you know, that never happened before. Back before, it was like, I'm in focus mode, you know. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I battled Copyright.
Oh, yeah.
I got respect for the dude, but you know, a lot of people kind of say that, you know, he kind of forfeited the battle.
What? How?
By, you know, saying what rhymes with Mardi Gras, and, you know, he kind of just, it was a no contest sort of.
Yeah.
That's what people told me anyway, like, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think Copyright, he's sort of had a few more battles since, and a lot of people have said that he's been getting better and better and a bit more used to this kind of battling sort of
format,
sphere.
The
format, exactly. So, but I mean, are we going to see any more of you, Cannabis, you know, aside? Are we going to see you ever come back again, Tenchu, or?
I mean, I ain't never gonna just say I quit from it, you know. It's because it's fun to do in the right circumstance, you know. It's fun to do, but I don't know, man. At the minute, I can't say I'm really focusing on battling, you know. I'm trying to put out another album, you know. I put out something last year, Panic Room number 9. I'm trying to bring out a new album before the end of this year. So who knows, you know, maybe in the build up to that, you might see Tenchu back in Don't Flop or King of the Dot, maybe. You know, because they've hollered a couple times, and you know, no one knows what the future holds, but you know, we'll soon find out.
That would be fucking great to see you over on King of the Dot, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I said, man, I ain't gonna say I'm shutting the door on battling.
Yeah,
like, you know, just we'll see what happens.
Okay, so we'll just close up with a few quick-fire questions, Tenchu. The first one being your favourite Don't Flop battle.
My favourite that I've done?
No, in general. So I guess you can pick one of your own, but I guess just maybe that you've seen.
Oh man, my favourite. I mean, could be here all day trying to think of that, to be honest, man. But
top of the head, sort of whatever, you know.
Oh man, I can't even tell you, man. There's been too many. Like, if you know, I watched it from 09, like 08, 09 till now. What stays in my head, man? I can't. There's been a couple, man. I remember Chronicle Flex Digits. You know, I remember the first O'Shea Sensa. Yeah, there's been a few, man. There's been a few. Like Kruger English was a good one.
Yes, yeah. No, I think there's some good picks, man. Definitely. What about King of the Dot? Do you have a favourite King of the Dot battle or?
King of the Dot battle. Man. Off the top, I couldn't again, because there's been so many. Oh man, I can't. I can't tell you, to be honest, man. Like you'll have to give me a good 5 minutes or something, like, to go through everything, man. I remember there was a few back in the day. I think it was Caliente versus Hollow Hand. I think Hollow Hand kind of took that. It was Pat Stay versus Hollow Hand, though, weren't there? Yes. That was a dope battle. Yes, that was a real dope battle. I was also big on Grind Time. That was something I used to watch a lot of. Grind Time was the shit as well.
And what about URL? Do you have a favorite URL? Do you watch that or?
You telling the truth, I've kind of been slow on uptake with URL. It's because I find URL is a lot about how you say something rather than what you're saying. I don't want to complicate battling like that. It's just not really my thing. It's good sometimes. It can be good sometimes, but it's always about how you say something. Rather than just saying something and people will laugh at it because it was just off the cuff. Like, it was, it's about performance and that sort of thing. And, sometimes I like the stuff that you don't see, you didn't see that coming, or it, the person kind of messed up saying it, but because how they said it, it was twice as effective. Like, I always thought Everybody Knows was quite funny at that sort of thing, and Dumbfounded as well. He was good at that sort of thing, and
And final two questions then, non-battle rap related. First one, TENCHOO, your favourite film?
Man, probably a comedy, man. Probably I'm not a massive movie head, to be honest, but probably something like Pulp Fiction, or something silly like Rush Hour.
Nice.
Or Scary Movie, the first one.
Your first album, is that right? Or one of your albums released, Scary Movie?
First album.
Yeah,
man, that was that was the name.
And finally, your favourite musical artist or band that are in no way hip-hop related?
I like Alberosi, man. Reggae vibes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So, I guess finally, how do people get at your music, man? How do they find it, purchase it, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, on starchrecords.com, just Panic Room number 9, the album, man, and hit me up as well. That I think it's sold out on starchrecords.com and Suspect Packages, but if you just holler at me, I've got a few copies left. We can go by PayPal and holler at me, man. TENCHOO, TENCHOO. Just I still got copies, so holler at me.
Yeah. I'll of course I'll put the link in the description as well of this podcast, or this YouTube video, however you listen to it.
And let's not forget, it's also on iTunes and Spotify. I got the digital too, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Talk to me about finally Act On Words. Are you still affiliated with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shout out Midi and DK and Tongue Twist as well, but Midi because he's like really the guy behind it.
Yeah. Definitely loads of great videos of yourself and the guys you mentioned prior there, just flexing that freestyle stuff. But TENCHOO, it's been great speaking to you, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Nah. It's been good to get on it finally. It's yeah, man. I peeped a couple of them. I heard Lego's one.
Yeah, yeah. It was good. Lego was great to have on, man. But
big up him for real.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. But TENCHOO, thank you, man.
Nah, big up, Tom, man. Been good chatting. You do you, man. Take care.
Thank you, man.